Hey everyone, welcome back to Python Code Nemesis. In today's video, we'll be looking at pagination of data returned from backend APIs, why and how. Data pagination is a crucial concept in backend API development that plays a pivotal role in optimizing performance, conserving resources, and enhancing user experiences. In this article, we'll explore why pagination is essential and how to implement it in Python using the Flask web framework. Whether you're building a RESTful API for a web application, mobile app, or any other service, you'll understand pagination is important for efficient data retrieval and delivery. Why pagination matters. Imagine you have a vast data set with thousands or millions of records, and you need your API to provide this data to clients. Without pagination, fetching the entire dataset in a single request would be impractical and resource intensive. What this means is that imagine your backend API is sending 1 GB of data, and there is some like the front end will have to store that data, right, to be able to display it. So if you send like a whole 2 3 GBs of data, the front end will have to store it before it can show it, and that is going to slow it down. So if you send data in smaller chunks of, let's say, 10 MB, just for example, then at one go, the front end just loads that 10 MB of data because it's going to show, because there's some limitation on how much we can see on a page. So as much as we can see on a page, we only get that much data. And for the next page, we'll make another call to the backend with a certain cursor and page size. So you can load the data in chunks so that you just load less data at a time so that your front end can be faster. So if you load a lot of data at one go, it can lead to slow response times, high memory usage, and even server crashes. This is something that happens a lot in real world applications. Now, pagination solves this problem by breaking the data into manageable chunks or pages. Clients can request specific pages, reducing the amount of data transferred and processing time. Pagination enhances the user experience by providing faster and more responsive interactions. Now we'll look at a Python and Flask example on how to implement pagination. This is a very generic way. This is like the easiest way to understand it with list slicing. So you see there is this app root API slash resource, and we have some data from 1 to 100. Now we get the page and the page size. Now we'll have to calculate the start and end indexes for the current page. So the start index will be page minus 1 into page size, and end index will be start index plus page size. And now you can slice the data to return the current page content. So the paginated data will be from starting from the start index to before the end index. And you return the paginated data and you return the total records. So it'll like, so the front end, when it calls, it will, you know, request for how many records it wants. Something that was definitely missed out here is the next. Um, okay, so this is something that if you pass in a certain page number, it will give you the next page size number of data. And from the last page of this data, you know what is the last date, like last index of the data that you requested. So you can call it with this last one again to get the next set of data. So this is kind of offset based, but there is another type of, mm, let's say, pagination called cursor-based pagination, where you pass in a cursor, which is a unique identifier. So imagine a database with 5 rows, and the ID is 12345. So the cursor in this case will be this unique ID field. So you pass in cursor 2 and page size as 2. So after 2, you'll get 3 and 4 in your result, and you'll also get a previous page URL and a next page URL, which will help you go back and forth to the previous and next pages. This also solves the problem of, if what if data is added midway when you are looking at the UI. So I personally like cursor-based pagination a lot. Testing pagination in the backend. To test your pagination in the backend, you can tools like Postman or curl to get your requests. And you can pass in a bunch of different parameters and see what kind of data that you're getting. You can use curl or Postman to make calls to this API slash resource. So localhost 5000 API slash resource. Now, if you want to use this paginated API in the front end, this is how you would do it. So this is an in app.js file in like a React app that I just created. So you create a React app with npx space create hyphen React hyphen app and the app name, and then go into the app directory, open the app.js file and paste the following code. So here we get the same API, we are calling it, and we pass in a page size and page, which is something that we'll get from the UI. So that's that. How is this happening? Let me see. What's set page? Okay. Yeah, so you can also go between the previous page and the next page, and it automatically calls this function for that page and the number of page size number of records. So that is already there here. You can try it. So that's it for this article. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubts or questions, feel free to leave comments. Please subscribe to Python Code Nemesis on YouTube, and thanks for watching. See you in the next one.